Squatters often present with a variety of behavioural issues, and as such, must be dealt with sensitively. Jared and his associate Miles are about to come face to face with these uninvited delinquents. They're kaka chicks.
If you look down that way and look to your right, we'll go and find out what our options are.
Miles goes downstairs to ring Doc.
David from Doc's here.
Department of Conservation Officer Dave is now in charge of the scene, and he's got bad news for the tenants downstairs.
Potentially, they're a week or so out, and potentially you could be looking at, another month and a half, maybe a bit more.
So somewhere between 6 and 8 weeks.
6 and 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks is a long time for the chicks to fledge and fly away. And that's where the trouble starts for Jared and his tenants. Problems could include chewed electrical wiring, noisy nocturnal activities, and enormous volumes of kaka cack.
I'll need to have a chat with the tenants because I think that might be getting a bit long for them to put up with them in the roof space. What are the options about relocating?
Relocating, basically at this age, you'd be condemning them to death. They wouldn't survive. There's nowhere at this stage that's set up for chicks that young.
That's not good news.
Yeah, not fantastic news.
These are uncharted waters for Jared. The tenants have a right to peace and quiet and could potentially ask for a reduction in rent, or even worse, ask to be placed elsewhere while the chicks fledge.
The pick of options would be to limit their access into here.
So the situation we've got sounds as though they're about 6 to 8 weeks away from being able to fly out themselves. There's one option that we could try and pen them in to an area over the kitchen.
The students don't appear convinced with that idea, and for good reason. Luckily, Dock Field Officer Dave has another idea that should suit everyone concerned.
The other possibility is building an outside roost for them.
That sounds like a great plan. While the accommodation is being constructed, the team build a makeshift nest out of cardboard to contain the precious chicks and stop them walking all over the roof cavity. And just in time, by the sounds of it. The nest is placed next to the hole, so Mum and Dad can feed their babies at their leisure. Meanwhile, the tenants are warming up to the radical idea being proposed, right here, right now.
I'm actually studying biology and environmental science up at the uni, and also think of doing a master's in conservation biology. So, sort of seeing them up close, I guess, in your own flat, is something you don't really see every day too.
All first-time babysitters reckon it's going to be easy, but if this nest box thing doesn't work, he might reconsider and do a law degree. Jared's built a special nesting box. Mitchell's literally carrying the future of the kaka on his shoulders. Sounds like Mum and Dad approve of the new accommodation.
So what's the plan? We're going to mount it sideways?
I think we'll mount it just up here under the light. I think that'll keep it well away from rats being able to get into it from the eaves. How's that looking from your side, Dave?
And this is why property management is such a fulfilling career. There's no such thing as a typical day. Jared could be evicting a meth addict this afternoon. Instead, he is helping to save an iconic species from extinction.
Fantastic.
That's what you call a successful house move. Hopefully, that's the last Jared's tenants will hear from their noisy little friends.
I think that's going to work really well. As far as the kaka nest box, it's drainage, it's got nice bedding material in there, it's got a good sized hole, it's rat and stoat proof, cat proof, it's got pretty much everything it needs going for it.
Yeah, it's been a great result, not what we'd usually be doing, but it was nice that we could be involved, and everyone was keen to do the right thing and save the kaka chicks.